here's what happened. So we were in the Grand Flow, living our best lives. Who's Jax? Question mark.
Well, you know who Jax is now.
Oh yeah, we know who he is now. And then there was a hydra. We fought him a lot. Peren died, Quinn died, Fur died. It was a great time. And then we were looking for flour. There wasn't any, which was not great. But we made do with some liquid, and it was on the ground, and so we could kind of see stuff, but not really because our eyes don't work.
I have dark vision. I might want to rethink.
Yeah, where were y'all with your dark vision? Okay.
I want to rethink about
Dark vision doesn't see. You turn off the lights, we can see the hydra.
Oh, the way people brag about it, you would think they did.
Yeah, and then killed the hydra. And then everything was really sad. We saw Jax, and I don't know what her name is, but she was important. And there was a Quaqua, but Quaqua's sad now, I guess. And now we gotta go see Eminem, and that's what happened.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
That's what I was thinking too.
Spaghetti. I didn't finish the recap, guys. Hold on.
Mom spaghetti.
Alright, now it's done.
Alright, so we are going to pick up kind of before you went into Eminem's shop, but you still have all your health because I don't want to retcon the health because I know nobody remembers how much health they were on or how little.
You gave us full health.
But as you enter Eminem's shop, it is pretty well lit. The area that you're standing in is decently small. The area that you are in is set up almost like a lounge. There's like large sofas and seats and chairs, the occasional coffee table almost sitting, a few empty cups. They look like sort of coffee mugs more than ale cups. In the windows, there are many different sets of plants. There's fungus, vines, small trees, and things like that. Straight ahead, behind the lounge area, there's a large bar with Emblem standing behind it. She's looking at a large mushroom. She has what look like magnifying glasses on. And behind her, there is a large wall. This is kind of what seems like more the inventory side of it. There's shields and weapons, the occasional thing like that on the wall. So, what would you like to do?
So we are retconned back, just back to where we're walking in.
Just back to walking in. Like I said, you still have all your hit points though.
But we're all still severing.
Correct.
I want to walk up.
Not having a good time.
I want to walk up with my armor that's completely melted, and the giant chest like hole. I just want to be like, I need armor.
And she just like looks away from the mushroom, and just kind of blinks at you for a second.
We fought a hydra.
I'm afraid we need
died.
a little more than just armor from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. And she pulls like a large mason jar out, and she drops the mushroom in and closes it back up and puts it under the shelf, under the bar. And she goes,
Esmenee's very intrigued by this mushroom.
well, what can I help you with?
Lucy sent us. We fought the hydra. We killed it. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, unfortunately I do.
know
You were
because you
successful, I presume.
We are alive.
Yeah, that's good.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
Most of you make it. I know it's not.
Oh, we did.
Well,
in the battle, yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Not before that.
I mean, some of us died, but we're okay now. Some of us died at least.
That mushroom was
once.
pretty cool, though.
That mushroom's pretty dope, though.
Okay. What can I help you with? What do you need?
I was told by my sister, Lucy, that you have a map. I don't know the best way to describe what it's for, and she just kind of shifts the half of the amulet out to the front of her robe.
Yeah.
She's still like bunching it up here because she's bleeding.
Been shot in the neck.
because she's slowly bleeding out with her full hit points. And just puts it into view and says, I need the other 2 pieces of this. And I was told that you had a map to one of them.
Well, I don't know anything about a map specifically, but I have something that looks a little bit like that. Just give me a second. And she kind of bends down under the bar.
Take your time.
You can hear her like rummaging things, kind of clinking amongst each other. She steps up again. She says, "I don't think I have it here. Just give me a second." And she kind of
No
turns
rush.
and goes into goes into the door, kind of to your left, to the right of the bar, and she opens it, and you can kind of see what's a very small back room. It's not even that well lit. It almost looks like she's walking into blackness. And she comes out with this bronze orb. It's about the size of a softball on it. It's got the same strange markings that you can see on the amulet. And on the very top of it, or one side, it's an orb, so it's not really got any sides. There is a circle cut out of it, about the size of your amulet. And in the center, there's another like concave bit. And she just kind of places it on the table, and is this what you're looking for?
I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking for, but I suppose trust
It's
that
not.
I trust that Lucy knew what she meant when she sent me to you. So I suppose we need to find her again anyway. So.
Well, unfortunately, I can't just let it go for free.
Lucy said nothing about having us pay for it.
I know, but it came with our stock, and I paid for that stock. So I do need some sort. The price tag on it right now is only 50 gold pieces.
I'm not sure I can afford that, and I wouldn't ask for my friends to cover for something that is my bearing.
Esmenee gets like real close to Emblem, and she's just like, alright, what if
Listen, Skittles.
I'm writing this book, it's gonna be like a really big deal when I finish it, but whatever. What if I name a character after you? Will that be good?
Let's see how long this plays out.
Like,
That
I don't
Quinn's
say
like,
anything.
take your time.
would be nice.
I just almost
But I
not
don't-
laugh in the background.
That wouldn't really bring me that much money, and
Well, we can talk about copyrights and like royalties.
Licensing.
I've been working on this thing for like 10 years, and it's still only like maybe like halfway through. But we're
then
working on
I
it.
probably wouldn't get that much payout. I move a lot, so.
I tried, guys.
Is there anything that we can do in exchange?
You need a monster killer? They're like alright at that.
I would rather not until we find a doctor.
All right.
Can we split?
I might die, but it's fine.
I got some gold.
It's my cross to bear. I wouldn't ask for you all to pay for it.
I don't know really if there's anything that you can do for me
We all just work here for like a day.
specifically.
I mean, what if we just borrow it? I don't know if we're going to need it all the way. I mean, I can ask Lucy, but if it's not, probably figure out what we're doing about our armor first and our weapons, and then revisit this.
Okay. I mean, that's your choice, and she grabs it and puts it back under the bar. And she's
Please don't lose it before we come back.
What are you looking for specifically? I don't have too much in the terms of straight armor or anything. You'd have to go to the blacksmith across.
Do you know if
the way.
they're open?
They aren't open. They just keep the door shut.
Oh,
I
well.
love it.
They're very shy. What are you looking for? I have potions. I have a few items that
Use
are in
spear.
stock. You have a javelin. I could possibly move the enchantment to a spear if you'd like. The spear of lightning, not the javelin of lightning.
Lightning? What?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening?
It's enchanted.
So
Strike people like Thor.
yeah, so when you would
That's
throw
so
it,
dope.
you would have to say its command word.
Shazam?
It can be Shazam.
I'll take it.
It'll be 450 gold pieces.
Oh.
If you had chosen
How
any
about
other
4?
word, it would have been cheaper.
4.
100?
No, 4.
I can't.
That's a good deal.
3.
Can I roll for charisma to try to convince you to
2,
go
but
4?
that's my last offer.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. A 14.
She-
Can I
She
roll
laughs
for
at me.
charisma?
You can if you'd like.
I got a 21.
21. I can't let it go for that low. You both must know that. But I can let it go for 150.
Oh,
That is a
I don't have that
is a
either.
severe
So.
that is a severe discount. Well, while you think, I have a few other things. I have a shield that can protect you from spells rather than just physical attacks. I also have an enchanted ring that'll help you stop falling, essentially. It'll make you fall slow.
Is it 1,000 gold pieces?
It's only 120.
Nobody has that. Can we leave
A lot
now?
of people
I
have
haven't
that.
used it.
A lot of people have that kind of
Who
Name
makes you
one.
think we are? I live in a swamp.
Name one person that has that.
We fought so hard that we almost
We're basically
died.
saving
died.
them right now. I think.
And we got nothing from it. Nothing but broken armor. Now we have to pay.
I have 30 gold
And an
pieces.
arrow in the neck.
Oh, and yes, I'm still.
Yeah.
Like someone is
Still
currently
bleeding.
dying.
Unfortunately, this is a business. I have to make money.
Understood.
Listen, either we're really poor. or-
Persuasion checks.
Okay.
Quinn and Esmenee.
That is a 14.
That's a flaccid 20, baby. Right, I can
Damn.
give it back now.
Fine. I can give you
I'm big fan.
a 15% discount on everything. But that's the most I can do.
How much is that? I can't do math.
On everything, including the amulet?
Yeah, including the orb, yes.
I wish that Lucy had given more information. I did not mean to.
Being a face spirit, she doesn't really have much sense of currency. And inflation's a big thing recently. Taxes have gone up heavily.
They have.
Yeah. In the past
Well,
month and a half. So
that's
I have
frustrating
no
to say the
armor.
it is, but it's something coming from the Senate.
My
so
battle axe
This
is
is the
melted.
economy, am I right?
there's only so much we can do.
least. How much for the orb, at least?
You can make it 25 gold pieces.
Quinn,
we have to-
Quinn gives her that.
Yeah, we have to do that.
You have a mysterious orb.
Well, I know I need it for something.
Yes.
Lucy better not be pulling my fucking leg.
I also have some potions. I have a healing potion, potion of revival, potion of fire breath, and potion of water breathing. That is, the potion of revival is the most expensive of the four that I have.
How much is the one for fire breathing?
Yeah, 15 gold pieces.
Ooh, you should get that one.
I only have one.
I would like it, please.
Okay.
Oh, Imlam, do you happen to know anything about the forest being cut down? You spend a lot of time there, yes, with
Yeah.
Lucy? Is there anything you can tell us about those in charge who have been making the decision to cull the forest?
You would want to talk to the foremans. I think their names are Mark and Ethan. They live down in the poor district, just on the edge by the mills.
That's only 2 people.
Well, there's only 2 foremans. They control, what goes on.
Okay, then.
Up there, we're foremen.
Vermin?
Yes, so Mark and Ethan,
so.
they
Sincerely hope
control, labor, work hours, how much gets milled, how much gets cut down, how much gets sent. They're nice lads, I think. I don't really talk to them that much.
Can you explain to us, I suppose in ways that we can understand, why this is a problem? Don't the Feywilds grow back? Why would Lucy have needed to release a hydra to protect herself?
Feywilds do grow back, but it's not indefinite. It's almost like you're pouring out water from a reservoir. You're pouring it from a spout. Water will come from the spout for a very long time until you run out of water in the reservoir. And that's what's happening with the forest, is they are running out of the energy to grow back. And I fear it is on its last legs.
Do you know anything about whether or not there would be other places to cut wood from? Is there an extension of this forest that isn't magical? Is there anything else that could be done?
There is. Farther south, it is hard to get to, but there is some extensions to the forest that are not part of the Feywild. They either have seceded or just never existed in the Feywild. It is possible, but it is more expensive. It costs more man hours, and they would have to mill more wood to be able to pay for the man hours.
They're surely not going to stop until they run out of wood.
It's possible.
So we need to come up with some way to convince them to move south.
Yes. But again, that would be Mark and Ethan.
Have you tried anything? You truly seem to care about the Feywilds, but yet...
I'm just a shopkeeper. People don't
Then
listen
what
to
business
me.
have you in the Feywilds?
Oh, things, plants, mushrooms. They do well in potions, especially one specifically from the Feywilds. So I come in and pick the occasional one. Make some good stuff, like the fire breathing potion we just purchased. That came from a very interesting root. Let's see if I can find it. She kind of rummages under the bar again and picks it up, and it's in a jar with a cork on top of it. There are black roots with like orangish red embers all through it. She goes, "This is just the main ingredient of the potion. Grind it up, and it just gives you user abilities mixed with other things, of course."
What a talented potion maker you are.
Thank you. I try.
So you would probably have some personal interest in us being able to save this forest from being cut down. Because if we can't convince them and we leave, it's on you. or Lucy, who can't do anything, and then it gets cut down and you have no more way to make your potions.
That's correct.
You're out of a job.
But I can just move. I've moved many times before, just travel
To other Feywilds?
just around. This is the first time I've been around with the Feywild. It is nice and it's convenient because you basically have unlimited supply of, all the things that you might need. But it's not necessary. It is more work, just like it is more work for them to cut down trees in other areas. But it's not a hassle.
You could help us out. Any other information you might have about Mark and Ethan that we might be able to use to help sway them?
I mean, they've been married for 5 years now. They're nice guys. Is it Ethan? Ethan that's a tiefling? Ethan is a tiefling. Mark is just a guy, regular guy. Mark is the one that does more of the exterior work, so he's kind of the hands-on foreman. He goes out in the woods with the chopping crews and watches them, and Ethan stays behind. He does mostly books and stuff like that. I don't have really too much interaction with Ethan, but I know Mark is a very nice guy. He's very sweet.
Oh, well, thank you for your help.
Yes, of course.
Shall we away to the blacksmith?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna make my axes corroded.
Mine is melted.
Well, we appreciate your help thus far.
It's no problem. I am sorry I could not help you more, but like I said, I have a business, and I can only sell things for
That's
such.
fine. Yeah, it was a personal referral from Lucy. That is the only reason why we are here. Now we will be out of your hair. Have a good day.
You too. So you guys make your way out of the Bronze Phoenix and across the way into the Breathing Forge. It is a squatter building, but it is considerably wider. This one is made out of a black and gray cobblestone. There's a wooden deck in front. It doesn't have an awning, but there is a deck with a very thick and large wooden door that's there in front of it. On top, there is a sign that says the Breathing Forge. Same as the Bronze Phoenix, it's a wooden sign with metal lettering.
I'm gonna knock.
It takes a second, but you can hear kind of someone shimming around. You can hear the clanking of metal. It almost sounds like a bunch of swords fall over. Heavy footsteps. And the door creaks open a little bit, and you can see a large gray face. Yes.
Hi. We need of a new axe. I believe you're...
Customers.
We need a few axes.
Okay. He shuts the door, and you can hear a and a bunch of chains are being slammed through. He opens the door.
He's got a lot of weapons. He's gotta protect himself.
He opens the door, and it is a large
You're gonna charge
Goliath
it.
man. He's kind of bending over to see you through the doorway.
For your type.
Love it.
Big leather apron on and huge gloves. And he also has just your standard fur shirts and leather fur shirt, kind of your standard peasant clothing. All right, come in. I'm Peren. This is my shop. Sorry, the door was locked. It's just people have been stealing things recently, so...
Oh no, we're here as customers.
No, that's nice. So, what would you like to purchase?
Well,
Can you fix this? And she holds out an axe that's corroded on the edges and
Peren
slightly
holds his
corroded.
up in the
Oh my
background.
God.
Let me
say.
see.
There's,
And it's almost like...
it's a hand axe. It's not big.
Yeah, it's almost like when Shaq grabs water bottles and they look really small. It's the same idea. He grabs it just kind of with his thumb and pointer finger. He looks at it. He's, yeah, just give me a minute. He walks over to a large grinding stone and he sits down on it and just one pump of his leg and it goes and the wheel starts spinning and he just kind of grinds it off, flips to the side. Alright, there you go. Should be good.
Thank you.
It's not the best, but it threw away some of the corrosion. It will break, which is nice.
So mine's a little worse, and I want to hold my.
You're just gonna need a new one.
Are you gonna make it? Could you save some of the metal? It's sentimental. It would mean a lot.
Yeah, I could do that. Unlike your friend, it will cost you because I'm
That's fine.
doing labor. He grabs it. Let me just get my book.
Okay.
Sorry, I think it's just awkward.
that was
You
just
seem
like-
kind. I want to make
Several
sure that I
times.
can pay you what I
That was
owe you.
Dylan talking, not. It'll run you 10 gold pieces.
10. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It'll be probably at the end of the day. I don't have any orders right now, so
Sounds good to me.
it'll probably be to the end of the
I
night.
really need it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else need anything?
What happened to my spear again? Is it just like broken in half? Or...
Yeah, it's snapped in half. The other half is still on the hydra, so you just got the stick.
I just got a stick. I just picked up the stick and I'm like, this was a spear. I'm probably gonna need a new spear, but I wanted to show you this anyway.
Yes, you will need a new spear. Give me a moment. He turns around and looks at you, kind of like looks like he's trying to hide it, and very obviously places it in the garbage bag.
My stick.
We just have to get you a new one. It's compromised. I'm sorry.
Alright.
It's just a spear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be a 1 gold piece.
Thank you. I have.
Relatively cheap. My friend, you are looking like you need some armor.
Yes, please.
There is
Big hole in it.
something that
What
is-
makes you say that?
It's very expensive,
Oh.
but it looks like it would suit you very well. Just give me a moment. He kind of goes to the back behind. There's a large forge in the center of the room. It's got a bunch of coals, and you can see it glowing orange. He goes behind it, and it gets a little hard, but you can assume he's going through another door. And he comes out with a breastplate. It's a full set of crimson scale armor, adorned with small horns and teeth lining the gauntlets and the shoulders. This is made from dragon scales shipped from Eshor. It's expertly crafted by a dwarven society north of the Divide. You have resistance to fire damage from dragons and most damage from dragons to that sort, and is very, very protective. It is expensive. It is 2,000 gold pieces. The scales are kind
really
of
close to
coarse.
coin.
It's
Oh
like
my
a
God.
mix of like sandpaper and silk,
Amazing.
almost. Like it's just a weird blend.
I love silky sandpaper.
Like it has a
It's like a cat tongue.
kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Kind
a
of like a
cat
cat tongue almost, but it's not wet. It's dry. You can feel there's a sort of natural heat emanating off of it.
He cries.
It's perfect to go with my warm rock,
Yeah.
which is still safely in
Do you
my
have
I'm
a
just
warm
try
I
it
do
on
have
and
my
take
warm
it
rock.
I'm glad you
real
haven't
quick.
forgotten.
It's right here.
It is very expensive. as I said.
Sorry, I have 28 gold pieces.
Well, then it
So
won't be for you.
that's what I got.
It is
Someday.
Someday.
I'll be
yes,
back
you can
for
come
that.
back.
Fortunately
I'll
for you,
be
it
back.
costs 21 just.
You'd be too powerful.
Oh no.
Anybody else need anything? My friend, your warhammer looks a little useful.
Fur kind of pulls it off his back, like spins it over, looks at, it's clearly tarnished, and he just kind of, in silence, puts his head down and just kind of holds it out.
Oh.
Do not worry, my friend. Still got a lot of its weight to it, so that's important. The shaft of it is a little compromised. The weight. How attached are you to it?
He kind of thinks it over and just kind of looks up and says, "Can the head be preserved?
Yes.
Do what you must."
He takes it and brings it over his head and slams it on the ground, breaking the shaft in half, separating it from the head. And he picks up the head and he throws the shaft over his shoulder. Just give me 15 gold pieces. End of the day, I'll get it back to you. He puts it next to Peren was your axe. Or the
Yes, my
different
battle axe.
He puts it next to it, kind of on the
little
forge. So he's like
finger.
lining the forge with his orders. Anybody else need anything?
You have a breastplate for like 10?
I have some for
15?
cheaper. Yes.
Mine's got a hole in it.
What kind of armor are you looking for?
Chainmail?
So chainmail is a little bit more expensive than you would probably hope. It is 75 gold pieces.
Okay. Don't have that.
What is your price range?
15?
15 gold pieces.
20?
20 gold pieces.
25?
How much do you have?
28?
Goes out to the dumpster in the back, starts sorting through it.
Can you fix the hole in the one I have?
It's going to cost you more to fix the hole than it
Oh,
would be
damn
to
it.
just buy a new one. I will take 20, and I can give you scale mail.
Okay.
It's essentially the same idea as the dragon breastplate, but without any of the good stuff.
But it'll look
I just need to not die.
But it'll be put together.
Well, I'll be dying a lot more, guys.
My quiet friend in the back, anything for you?
Stupid hydra. What?
All right. More arrows, perhaps?
Actually, what do you have in way of
I have a crossbow I
shields?
forgot about.
Shields?
I have a shotgun, I just don't use it.
Give me a moment, let me look. I have a very specific shield. It's not something I've made, but something that was given to me. It will cost you a pretty penny. It is decently expensive. It is an animated shield. you can use it to protect you as if you were wielding it, being able to use your war hammer at the same time. While holding your hammer, the shield will be in front of you. It will cost you about 250 gold pieces. But it is a good piece of hardware.
He nods and says, "I'll be back for it."
Interesting. Can I offer you a price on a cheaper shield?
Not if I get it first.
Having the animated shield, you don't technically have the shield if it's animated. So it'll be in front of you, but you won't be wielding it, so you would have the +1 along with the +2 to your AC. Because you are not wielding a shield.
You'd have an AC of 20.
Or you have an AC of 19.
Oh, yeah, because it has to
Because he has such my bad.
That's hot.
That's high.
Fur just thinks about it and goes, erotic. And nods. And then and goes about browsing the rest of the store. Does not say anything beyond that.
Just browsing.
I could patch that for you if you'd like.
Could you?
Yes. You would have to buy something.
Do you have quarterstaff?
It's just a stick, right? I have plenty of those. I have a heavier quarterstaff if you'd like.
Preferably something that could do damage. That
Yes.
would be fantastic. And not just a stick.
Okay.
I saw you put that in the trash.
I would just grab it in the trash.
If I wanted that, I would have just acted as my sword.
Give me a
Comes
moment.
back with a
Honestly,
snapped
that-
off spear. We just got this in today.
That's so weird.
Gently used.
Something I made not too long ago. Just give me
Take your time.
He goes into his back room. He kind of rummages around a little bit, and he comes out with a quarterstaff, but it is like lined with metal on either side, and it's got 2 like balls on the end of it.
Ooh.
It's like an iron with wood combination.
Ooh.
It costs 1,000 gold pieces.
How much?
I could do it probably no less than 12 gold pieces. It is just a stick.
Just a stick.
Grab it.
I will take it and...
Give me a moment, I'll go get my sewing kit.
Okay.
And he comes out with a nice little box. Yes, I have
Oh,
a
for
sewing
the,
kit.
for the, I thought you said for the quarter stuff still.
Yeah, just kind of sew the quarter stuff together. Come here, friend. I changed accents really
Stitched
quickly.
up.
Just turn around. It might hurt a little bit to be a sting.
Do I?
It's just a needle. He actually does it pretty well. He does it really quickly as well.
Are we ready to,
There's a
like,
scar across
go
the
get
face.
killed or something?
Is there anything else I could do for it?
Well, we gotta hang out because we can't get our stuff till the end of the day.
Yeah,
Well, but we can also
we could go back to the poor district and talk to Mark and Ethan.
Yeah.
Quinn puts her quarterstaff on her back. It still fucking hurts to move her arm, but
Yeah.
It'll hurt for a little bit.
Yeah.
she says we should determine our next moves. We have the rest of the day to kill before we come back here, but we will eventually need to talk to Mark and Ethan before we leave the city. We should also probably stop back in the Feywild to communicate with Lucy.
You mean to tell them that job?
Well, I do also need to figure out what this orb does, but yes, maybe she has some useful information that would help us to convince the foreman to lay off the Feywilds. I don't have anything. I don't know how we're supposed to convince them to put more effort in to get their wood when they have this forest right here.
Oh, are you talking about Mark and Not Mark
Plus
and
6
Anthony. Mark and Ethan?
We are, yes. We need to speak with them about matters concerning the Feywild.
What's a Feywild?
The forest.
They
It's
suck.
a really cool forest. Pull flowers out, flowers go back.
Interesting.
Don't go in there.
Nice, I would enjoy it.
Don't go in there.
It's very fascinating, but it is dying.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We would just like to speak with them about it. We are,
I actually used to work for Mark.
we've been told that they are nice men.
They are. They're really nice. Mark was always very adamant about replanting what we take down. He's always very good about it. It shocks me almost a little bit to think that they would be destroying something, because Mark has always been about saving things because we need the trees. But with if you cut down all the trees, you can't have any more, and then you can't have any more wood from the trees.
What changed?
I don't know. I left. I came to get back some.
Well, do you know specifically where we might find them? We know that they're further down in the poor district, but
Yeah, there's a foreman shack right outside the mills.
Okay.
It's pretty hard to miss.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Are we all finished here?
I think so.
Yep.
Yes. I believe we'll be seeing you later.
All right, back. Goodbye. Don't forget your things. I'm gonna get right to work on them.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm ready for Dylan to just be like, honey, you got a big storm coming.
You make your way out of the exit gate from the district. I'm trying to remember how you guys said you got in. What was it? Oh, the fucking pamphlet. Outside the gate, you can see the guard kind of like, he's like looking
I'm in
up
front.
and watching you guys. And he's
Should
like,
I be
puffing out my
around
chest?
He's like flipping through the pamphlet.
So what are you thinking?
Well, only
How you
she
think
has
about
to,
Torm?
yeah.
The Almighty.
Takes it.
Hey, Torm's a pretty good guy.
He pulls out another one.
I see that
It's
you've
already
lost
ready.
your pamphlet.
That one was printed on weak paper. This one's laminated. You can't risk this.
This one's been etched.
This one's written in blood.
Thank you.
Cursed magic.
It's my blood.
Have a,
I'm
have a blessed
Peren.
day. And we walk by.
Okay.
Where's your
Have a
god
blessed
now,
day.
Peren? You're gonna die.
He's right there! It's written right there!
So you guys make your way down the main avenue of the core district.
I won't remember.
You're making an arrow. It doesn't seem like too much has changed since you've been there. It's only been, I think, only like 24 hours.
Burned down and nobody's here anymore because the hydra ate all of them. Anyway.
Yay! Nobody's
it is-
going down the forest anymore
it
because
is
they're all dead.
Decently busy. Just your average weekday kind of people walking about. You can hear just idle chatter. You make your way all the way to the edge of the forest, and there are mills ahead of you. And to the left, there is about a medium-sized building. It's got a few windows, and on the top, just above the door, there's a plaque that reads "Foreman's office." You guys knock on the door.
We're all
I grab her hand.
The door swings open, and it is a about 6'3" purple tiefling. He's got very, very long horns that curl all the way to the back of his head. He's got straight, kind of short, well-kept black hair. He's wearing like your just like regular peasant clothing. It's sort of like a tunic. He's got just some regular shoes on. They almost look like slippers a little bit. They look very comfy on the inside. He's got half-moon reading glasses. And just hi.
Hi.
What up? You don't
Are you
look like
Ethan?
Yes. How can I help you?
So.
Is this
We've
going
brought
to
you
be...
here today to talk about our Lord and Savior Torm.
Have you heard of... No. I can't get distracted.
This again.
Yeah.
This is my group. What do you...
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Is this going to be a long
Temperate.
conversation or
No, I want to talk about the forest.
It is if you make it one.
about it? That was very threatening.
He doesn't have his warhammer, so he
mind
can't even
him.
back it up.
Don't mind him. He's softer than he looks.
Would you like to step inside?
If you'll have it.
tea.
I do have tea. I was just drinking some.
I would love that.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm
Do you
sorry
have
to
some tea
invite
to
ourselves
spare?
to your
No,
tea.
you're okay. Yeah, no, please come in.
Thank
I don't
you.
want to make you stand out here. It's starting to get cold, winter, and
Yes.
all
Yes.
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah, come in. And he kind of opens the door a little bit wider and just gestures you in. It seems like an accounting office, essentially. The door is on the left-hand side of this very short building. To the right is a large desk. Behind it are bookshelves. It looks like big binders almost. On the back, straight ahead is a kind of smaller desk. It seems just like a nightstand sized desk almost. There's a small little flower plant on it. And he says, "Oh, come sit down. I have a few chairs. I think I only have 4, so 2 of you are gonna have to stand."
That's fine.
I'll sit on the floor.
On his desk there is a small little teapot. He's let me go get more glasses. And he goes behind and he's like rummaging through and he pushes binders to the side. They wouldn't be in here. And he opens some drawers.
You need the glasses.
He opens some drawers. Oh, here we are. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to having this much company. I only have 3 other glasses.
Oh,
I
that's,
don't need it.
that's fine.
Okay. Well,
Just
I'll
pour
be
it into
okay.
my hands.
no, I'm not going.
Please
to do that.
don't.
It's she's been out of society for a while. Please don't mind her.
Okay. You just lay down. Yeah, I have 3, and I have mine, of course.
If memory
Who wanted
serves, you
one?
have a husband, correct?
Yeah, Mark. Yes, he's out in the forest right now.
It's okay.
So how about that forest? What's
Oh,
the deal?
we're
Let's do
from
that.
we're from out of town. We were interested in knowing more about the forest, and we were directed to you.
Yeah. What would you like to know? I have lots of information. He like kind of looks down. He opens the
Oh,
drawer.
Heard
Big
it's a
binder.
florist.
Oh yes, it is very beautiful. It is very pretty.
But if memory serves, you all are charged with cutting it down.
Unfortunately, yes. We are trying to fight against Senate to not do that.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, they actually to.
They're imposing more taxes now.
Yes, that was actually a backlash against us. We were trying to kind of get our way and stop chopping down the forest, but then the Senate told us, hey, taxes are raised, so we have to chop down more lumber to essentially get the same amount of money that we had before.
And
That is your main export.
From
From Oshami, yes.
who from the Senate raised these taxes?
There's quite a few of them. A name that I can pick out, Senator Grayson Tribana. I know he's a decent fellow. It's just, money is money, and business is a thing.
course.
I obviously don't know for sure if we are the reason that they're raising those taxes, but it does seem like it's some sort of backlash.
Now, is there another forest that you all might be able to fell?
Yes, south of the Fae, it would cost us a considerable amount, especially with those high taxes, more than it would be to just use the forest on our doorstep. And we initially were doing that, but since the taxes were raised, it cost us too much, and especially with the fist being around, having to go through the security every time, it does have it's a strenuous process, as you can imagine.
Sure.
The problem is the Fae are gonna start to fight back.
We don't want
That's
to see
what we're
you
here
become,
to warn you of.
We don't want to see you become the villains in this story. I know that you and your husband very much care deeply about preserving this forest,
Yes.
and we care very deeply about protecting it.
And eventually the Feywild won't grow back.
Would be a tremendous shame.
Unfortunately, yes.
Now,
We're trying to
is
help
your husband
The society help
replanting?
us.
Usually he does. I'm not sure so about recently. We've been, as pressed for time, things like that. We're getting so much in. It does take the time out of being able to replant. But I know he does his best. He's always been a big fan of the forest. We've had many days just walking around out there. Not so much in the Feywild. We don't really.
Is it just the
back
two
on
of
as
you?
much. Just the two of us. In managerial positions, we have a few hired hands that go around. Mark is out in the forest with them right now. I don't think they're in the Fae specifically today. I think they are down south a little bit farther. We're trying things here and there, trying to see what costs we can do. We had to lay off a lot of men.
Which
So-
certainly doesn't help when it comes to needing to meet those taxes.
Exactly, but it is needing to meet a certain wage. I've been trying to balance these books that we have for so long, and we're actually having to pull out of our personal savings that we had. We were trying to actually move out of here into Esmea in the next couple of years, but
What a shame.
I know it's not the best place, but if you move there, you can kind of move anywhere.
That is true.
Maybe Patrona. I heard it's nice.
Well, I suppose that the best course of action would be for us to talk to the Senate.
And where can we find the Senate?
Oh, they're back in the Ridge District. Big domed building. It's hard to miss. Big domed building. Green roof. You can actually walk freely in there and talk to senators. It's a thing they've been doing. Okay, open door policy.
You said Senator Tribana?
Tribana, yes, Grayson Tribana.
He's the main.
I don't know if he's the main, but he's one that I can name. That's been kind of.
So we find him, we ask him some questions, and see if he can refer us to anybody else.
Correct. Well, thank you for the tea and
Of
the
course.
visits.
You're welcome. I
It's
hope you enjoyed it.
very helpful, and hopefully we can help you help the
You're
forest.
more than welcome to stop by any other time. Mark would be happy to have some friends.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course.
We've heard he has a wonderful beard.
He does. I like it a lot. I cannot grow a beard from now.
That's real funny.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Off to the Senate.
We've had a very exciting day, haven't we?
You have had a very long day.
It's only noon and we've already almost died twice.
Yeah.
make your way back to the rich district.
Yeah.
The restricts. Let's go.
District.
Gotta be a
I hand a pamphlet to the guy as we pass by him again. And I give him another one.
There's like a torn one on the
I don't
ground.
even really. I just like hand him one and keep going.
I imagine Peren like reaching in, like pulling out a bag, just dumping pamphlets on the
there's, like,
table.
so
Just in
many.
case.
As
It's
you
never
like
really
go to
many.
approach, it's the same guy from last time. As you go to approach, he's like, "Is that?" And he sees you. Right. So you take the third spoke after all three down to the government district, and the government district is very well it's very well kept. The trees are kind of trimmed. The hedges are short and well kept in nice little squares. There's lots and lots of buildings in here. They all are some form of governmental building. There's a tax office. There's all sorts of things. Straight ahead is the Senate building. It's a very, very large building. It is enormous. It's a large circular building. It's got like white stone pillars that go up all the way and circle around it with the building in the center. And at the very top is a large green dome. Set a little farther away to the right, you can see what seems like some sort of military base, which from what you would assume is the Fist encampment. Off to the side, there's large fences made out of stone, some wood, several towers that are spoked around it, but they're kind of farther off in the distance, covered in trees. It just seems like they're kind of minding their own business over there. But the Senate building is straight ahead of you. There are people walking in and out. A lot of them are wearing like long, elegant robes, looking through books and things like that. Some of them seem like they're on a mission and walking. The occasional courier walks by, but just general city stuff.
To the Senate.
Let's go inside.
Find Mr. Tribana. At what part of this session do we all die?
So you guys make your way into the Senate building, and it's very nicely set up. There are marble floors with like specks of green in it. They have a color theme. It's a very open building. There's another like column in the center after you pass the first couple of walls, or first wall. So it's like pillars, wall. You're in here, and there's another in the middle, which seems like a sort of office. There's staircases that going up with doors, but in the front of you is a large wooden desk with a human woman sitting there kind of like looking down. She's got her hair in a bun, just your standard receptionist stuff. Just kind of making a few notes here and there, and she goes, "Oh, hello, are you here to see anybody specific?"
Hey, we're here to see, what was his name? Tribana's name now? Tribana.
That was in character.
Yeah.
Oh, that was in character. What was his name? Tribana.
I don't know.
Oh, Mr. Tribana.
Yes.
Okay. So you want to go up these stairs. I think his room number. I lost my note, but it's gotta be the number that
We got
Lucy gave me.
214A.
214A. Yes.
Oh.
I sure did, because it's
I-
supposed to be the grave
I
number.
lost that note. It's 214A.
It's supposed to be the fucking grave that her body is in.
He has a skeleton in his closet for realsies.
Hate it.
We don't have to dig anything up. It's quietly just a closet and just falls
You know
out.
how easy
Damn
that
it.
would be?
Quinn like puts two and two together. She's like, okay.
Yes. Just up the stairs to 214A. Actually, I think that's him. And you can see a very tall, dark-skinned human male walking down. He's got like yellow and orange robes on, shaved head, and he's just kind of like walking down the stairs. He's like flipping through a book, and he makes his way down. She says, "Oh, Mr. Tribana, Mr. Tribana,
It's like, hey,
over here."
Everyone's like,
what up?
And he's kind of like turns his head and very confused. He makes his way down the stairs and makes his way up to you. Oh, hello.
hello, sir?
This isn't the voice I wanted for him, but this is the voice for him.
What voice did you want?
You want to change it?
I can't
Scottish
even think of the voice that I wanted. So
I like
I'm just
it.
gonna go with that.
Okay.
Oh, how can I help you?
So the forest.
Might
deal with that?
we be able to speak with you privately?
There's a really extremely private place. What is the?
An office, perhaps. We just have a few questions about what's going on in the forest.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, just come with me. He shuts his book. He opens his cloak and puts it in. He's got like little, almost like hooks, like loops in there, and the book has a hook on it. And he hooks it into the loop and covers it back with his cloak. Just follow me. We'll go back to my office, I guess. You make your way up the stairs. There isn't really a railing to these stairs. It just spirals up around the center column. 214A. You open the door. It's a very medium-sized office. There's a small desk with a chair behind it with two bookshelves on either side. The office is almost like a quarter of a piece of pie. So it's got the diagonal corners, and it goes up because it's part of that spiral, that cylinder in the middle. The two bookcases are like this, and his desk is here, and his chair, and you guys are facing it. So just coming with me. You do notice that as you walk in the door, there are two fist guards standing on the inside of the door, just waiting. They're like black leather armor. You can leave us. We're going to have a private conversation. Just stay on the other side of the door.
He's awfully trusting.
This is a government building.
That's true.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
She kind of like side eyes the fist as they.
I don't have any chairs. I don't usually get visitors that want
This
private
is
time.
not the warm welcome we got in the poor district.
Where's the tea?
I'm going to have a seat, and we can have this
Ethan would
conversation.
never treat us like this.
So he sits down. You see him like he takes his book off and he puts it on his desk. He says, "What can I help you with? What do you need?"
The forest.
Yes.
You can't cut it down.
Why not?
You know, they
The fair.
they aren't into that. You know.
They're really angry.
Not
Interesting.
I know your first priority has to be on your exports and your finances, but we are interested in knowing why there have been higher taxes levied against the citizens of Oshana.
I cannot tell you.
We're here to protect your citizens, Mr. Tribana.
Yes.
Senator Tribana, you may speak freely. We are not from Oshana, nor are we staying long.
This one is from Oshana. He points to Lyra.
Damn, how do you know that?
Um,
I'll
I
say
left.
that.
You did. But you're back.
For now.
We know things.
okay.
Then you know why you shouldn't be cutting down the forest.
If you know things, then do you know that
What
the Feywild
kind
is
of
dying?
things?
Yes.
You're killing the forest.
Yes.
It will not grow back.
Once you've destroyed this forest, where do you plan to export wood from
I
exactly?
don't plan on exporting wood for all too long.
What are you doing with the forest?
We're just, God, do people ask a lot of questions?
Yes, and if you
Yeah.
could be less vague, that would be lovely. We are on a time crunch.
Yes, I understand.
We have freedom of speech here once again,
You
so
do,
we may
yes.
ask as many questions as we so
do.
choose. Correct?
That's correct.
Senator Tribana.
Yes. Are you aware of the rebellion?
Can't say that I am.
No.
I live in a fucking forest, so no.
Yeah, from a
Not the one that's being cut down, thank God.
Well, we are fighting a rebellion right now.
Okay.
The Empire itself, so we have to export more wood to get a navy, and it is difficult.
And what exactly are they rebelling against?
It's truly the people's knowledge, wouldn't you say?
It is.
Seems to be a key part of the
So
story.
we
that
may
you
protect
are
ourselves.
leaving out.
Yes. It's, as you probably know, I mean, as a disciple yourself, and he looks at your necklace, druids, paladin of Torm, and ranger. As you probably know, magic users aren't exactly liked
Yeah.
here.
I know all too well.
Yes. So we are fighting against the Empire. Sorry.
For?
They are fighting against the Empire.
Can't say I blame them.
You said we. What side are you yourself
No, I
on?
didn't.
You did.
Slip of the tongue?
Can happen.
Who exactly is fighting against
Gods! Get them! And the doors like sling open. They're part of the rebellion, get them! And all of you are kind of surrounded by like 15 fist guards. They're all
Jesus
standing,
Christ.
they have pikes. And you see, they're trying to convince me to stop the forest from being cut down so they can do as they please with our empire. Get them out of my sight.
With all due respect, I don't think you have that authority.
I do have that authority. Please leave. Gods, take them.
Last I checked, government buildings were sanctuary.
They used to be. You can feel like them grabbing your arms and trying to put you in shackles.
Quinn's not okay with that.
I'm definitely
same.
resisting.
On a scale of 1
Highly
to combat,
resistant.
how aggressive can I get?
Fine. Do whatever you're
I want to elbow someone in the face.
Go ahead and make. I think everybody.
How big is this room?
How big is this room? It's not very big.
What are we casting? Okay.
Do you remember where your battle axe is currently?
It's not there, but I have 4 javelins and a crossbow.
That's fair.
Crossbow probably won't
I need
help,
everybody
but
to
I have
make
4 javelins.
strength saving throws against being shackled.
Oof.
You know what? We're using them raid dice.
Scared.
That's
Oh, thank
7,
God.
everybody.
That's a 17.
19.
Oh! That is
I'm so sorry.
25.
What is your roll?
Did you roll a 20?
Yeah, I did.
I rolled a nat 20. I got a 19. But I rolled a nat 20, dude.
I rolled it at
Can
20
I at
as
least
well.
get a bloody nose out of
I'm
it?
sorry.
Can I use mage hand before I get? I don't
Not
know.
in this moment.
Oh, it's too quick.
Armin, how are you feeling?
Yeah, that's a no.
Okay. Peren, you do manage to get like a bloody
Give me a
nose
bloody
out of
nose.
it.
Wait, don't.
I'm getting
Nat 20,
Don't
dude.
worry, I'm getting to you. What's your strength? I have to look up the guard's strength because we're just gonna play
10.
10.
I rolled a nat 20 with a lower strength, my dude.
You did.
I'm a hero.
I just have to look at their strength, and if it's 10 or it's 13.
God, of
I'm
course.
sorry.
I'm not strong. That's why I
Um,
have magic. I'm worthless without it.
Honestly, though.
so I'll go around the
For
table.
run.
You do manage to get some hits off. You go to grab your quarterstaff, and you are going to pull it off your back, and you hit one of them in the chin. You can feel like their chin splinter when you hit them, but 2 more grab it and pull it out of your hands, and then
I just pay for that.
and another one has both of your arms immediately, and you're in shackles. Peren, you are able to get a bloody nose on the one behind you, but he kind of just grabs your arm and wrestles it behind his back, and another one grabs, and the third puts shackles under your arms. Aramin, at this point, you're not even feeling it. You had a rough day. You do put up a little bit of a struggle, but you're just fuck it. You just kind of throw your hands behind your back. Both of your swords get taken out of their sheaths. What did you roll?
It was 25.
25. You put up a good fight. You turn and punch one straight in the face.
Yeah,
He
we
knocks
cheer.
back, and you can hear his skull thud against the wall and a crack, and there's red mush up against the
hell yeah.
normal wall against him.
He just slides down the wall.
And grab him right in the face, and he's like, ah! And you're smashing his face in, and then you feel a spear jab right into your calf. Jesus. You take 6 points of damage, and you are knocked to your knee. Another one comes, and they punch you right in the face. You do another 2 points of damage, and you are just fuzzy. It really shook you, hit you right in the temple, and you're kind of fuzzy after getting stabbed in the leg, and your arms are wrestled to your sides. What'd you roll, Lyra?
A 17?
17. Roughly the same as Peren. You're trying to wriggle out. You're able to hit someone or punch them in the face, but it's not enough to keep them off of you. And they put those binders on. Esmenee, would you roll?
7.
A 7?
Esmenee's very
She grabs the
afraid.
binders, puts
Esmenee's
them on
very
herself, and
scared
goes, you know
right
what?
now.
Yeah. Esmenee's ah! and just kind of cowers and shackles them on. It reminds you a lot of the raids. Esmenee.
I would like to say that for how long Quinn has been running from the fist, this is the first time she's been captured by them.
I
And
have
she's
to roll a natural 20.
not
Sorry.
happy.
I literally got a 19.
I was gonna be a wolf. I was gonna eat them all.
This
On the
asshole.
scale of
If I
1
turn
to
into a
count.
rat, can I get out of the shackle?
That's a legit question.
You can try.
Okay. Please, if I'm just gonna step on you. Just wait till we have
I want to be
I'll wait
spider.
until
a
we're-
chance.
So it's
so we
up to you guys. I've already rolled my rolls to do your escape. So it's up to you as to what you would like to do.
I don't know what Quinn would be shouting, but I think she's shouting expletives.
Angry words.
Yeah, you can't do this. That sort of a.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Fuckers.
I can't even this is the fist. These are the people who were responsible for killing her sister. These are the people that have been chasing her whole life. These are the people she swore to fight against. These are the people who are now hindering her from saving
If I
her
turn into
sister.
something big, will it break the binders?
Do you know?
Bear.
That's what I was
They
thinking.
do have weapons, and they took down fur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took damage.
Fur is not feeling so well.
Yes, but fur is not a bear. There's too many of them for one person.
Do not go peacefully into that good night. Rage, fur.
Rage, fucking rage.
He's just really scared.
All right, fam, let's do it. I want to be a bear.
You said there were.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You said there were 15.
Oh
wait,
can I borrow?
no.
You
Well,
killed
now there's
one.
14.
You totally
Now
killed
there's
one.
14.
Great.
And the senator just sitting.
Oh, fuck yeah. We're gonna fight
you-
this shit?
You go
need
to.
Are they not pulling us out of the room?
I don't know how strong bear is.
Bears are pretty strong.
Okay.
Onto this.
want you to
Onto
die.
this.
You do.
I don't know if
you
it's in that one.
like summon.
Isn't it?
You can just kind of feel like
Yeah,
you
I
normally
think
do when
it's
you're
first.
kind of changing into the into those creatures or do they call druid shifting or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And you go in
Wild
you can
shape.
almost wild shape. You can almost feel like your skin starting to tear like it would be for normal, but you can't.
Oh.
Are they magic? Blocking? Can I try to fire off a spell?
Just screams
welcome to
very
try.
frustrated.
Firebolt?
That does use one of your wild shapes for the day as well.
Can I try to firebolt?
Okay. This will use your spell slot. You go.
That's a cantrip, my dude.
Oh, it's a cantrip. There you go. You go and try and cast it, and
My
it just,
hands are behind my back, so I'm
oh
trying
yeah,
to keep
you go
them
and
up.
try and cast it. We wouldn't be able to do the somatic components of it.
Remember the-
I've got
the spell?
I got shocking grass, poison spray, acid splash, and firebolt.
I don't think
so.
shocking grasp has that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well then,
Some-
I'm
Oh,
trying to. I have a feeling it's not going to work anyway.
Take that back.
I'm just trying to
Quinn
prove a
doesn't know
point.
that.
I'm just trying to prove a point. I think
So-
maybe
Yeah.
shocking grass could try to because I know someone's holding on
Yeah.
to the.
Okay. Yeah, you reach
That's
under
not
their
working,
hands, trying to summon all the magic, and you can just feel like it, and just
I
like
guess
the
they're already
popping
on
of the
with it.
electricity.
They are,
Nothing.
What are these guys wearing?
They are wearing black leather armor. There's some metal bits in it, but it's just the trademark.
Are
for
any of them
some.
holding weapons?
Yes, they all have spears.
Can I cast heat metal?
Heat metal. You can try. What does heat metal do specifically? Other than heat metal?
Choose a manufactured metal object as a weapon or a suit of armor or heavy or medium metal armor. You cause the object to glow red hot. Any creature in physical contact with the object will take 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell.
With your hands behind your back, you go and try and cast it. Same thing as Quinn. You can kind of feel your hands heating up like they would, and nothing happens.
I feel like the longer she's shouting and the more she can't cast magic, the more panicked she's getting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that by that point,
Like a
they're
cat
hurt.
when you put it in a
At this
cage
point,
and
they
don't
begin
like it.
to take you out of the room. For you start to struggle again, and they hit you with the back end of the spear, knocking you out cold.
Oh
I
shit.
want to throw another bow.
You won't have
Bye,
to
buddy.
roll. I don't.
Oh,
Tony
okay.
enough
You
to
can try and
combos.
struggle if you'd like.
I want to throw another bow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clearly, we've all been struggling here.
Magic card.
I'm gonna get my ass. 14.
14. You go and struggle again. You kind of like get one in the chest a little bit. The binders are a little hard to kind of get yourself out of, but you get one in the chest, and the guard that you he's like, ugh, this one, get him, and another one comes with a spear and stabs you right in the back. And since you're incapacitated, it's automatically a crit.
Worth it.
I'm glad that your hit
16 points of damage.
I'm glad your hit points went up.
Yeah.
Did.
So
She's
it stabs you like right in the back. You can feel like the muscle in your shoulder all the way down to part of your spine tear open.
That's what Peren would do.
It's what
I think
Peren
she's shouting, "You can't do this! You can't!"
He's just sitting at his desk. He's kind of leaned back. He's got his feet kicked up, and he's just reading through his book. This is happening.
I wanted to grab that book. I wanted to use. I wanted to use
You guys
Mage
are
Hand.
all being dragged out of this room right now. Just down the stairs, people are like kind of crowding around the area. She's like watching this happen. One of the fists, she's got like a kind of almost like a goatee, short, sandy hair. He looks like a half-elf almost. And he's shouting, "People, don't need to cause a scene. We are just taking out some criminals. Stay off to the side. Just.
We're not
just
criminals.
leave.
We're just trying to save
You
the
are part of the rebellion. Stop.
I literally didn't know what the
arguing.
rebellion was until
Just
like 5
drag.
seconds ago.
Senator Tribana
Save
told
the
us about
trees.
the rebellion.
He's just dragging me. Hey, you're
She's
being
just
dragged
yelling
across
and
the
he's
ground.
Save the
Like squirming.
trees.
Save the planet. Global warming.
Can I try to pull something and just? Can I look to like a random person on the side and just like start saying like, "Don't trust them. Don't trust them. Don't trust them."
They're like kind of.
Can I roll something to see if I like get through to them?
You can do a persuasion check. at disadvantage because you are shackled and technically a prisoner.
That is a 15.
They're just afraid of you.
Even if I look scared?
You're a criminal.
I'm a criminal.
They're kind of like shying back. A couple of people have
didn't do
children.
anything.
And they're just
We
kind of like
killed
covering
the
their
hydra,
eyes, looking
received
a
you.
little-
We're yelling crazily.
I'm in shackles.
First knockdown.
being
The
dragged on
spear
the
stick on my
ground,
back.
screaming, "They're crazy! They're crazy!" And you're like, "What the fuck did poison you?" You're dragged outside down the stairs of the building. You can just like your back is just like rippling against it.
Are any of us taking damage from being dragged?
Not really. None of the drops are far enough, and it's just minor rug burn, but that's not even a point of damage.
So like we're trying to stay up, and then eventually I'm sure that we can't keep walking.
And they drag you literally from the Senate building all the way to the Fist encampment. Just dragging you, pulling you along. They're even changing like the people that are dragging. Like they're like, "Hey, I'm getting tired. Come here." And he grabs them and pulls them by the shackle. There's actually two guys dragging fur.
Yeah.
They have two like other separate chains, and they're pulling them on their backs.
Got like a sled dog team.
Yeah. You get pulled into the Fist encampment. There are brick walls, and there's a gap. There's 4 towers, so there's one on each corner. There's brick walls. There's a gap that you see when the gate goes up that you're pulled through, and then there's another brick wall, and then wooden pikes sticking up against the wall to stop escaping prisoners. That, at least you would assume. You are pulled into the very center where there is a large square building, and there are 4 sectioned off portions of it. Not even like a building, so it's like a building, and like a tunnel, and then building, and like a tunnel, and then a very small open area in the center. You are all dragged to one and to the right. There's the occasional fist member walking around the area. They're all just like, some of them are even laughing or like making jokes. Some of them are throwing rocks at you guys as you're dragged across the ground. There are carts being loaded. Just your, I would say, standard military encampment, but it's not really. It's kind of a little bit more brutal than that. There are tents everywhere. There are some people being whipped farther out in the corners. It is a very brutal scene. The grass has turned to mud and dirt and gravel. You're just being dragged across. Your backs are getting torn up, ripping through some of your looser clothing.
I don't have anything but loose clothing. I have no armor.
Your cloak is being torn to shreds as you're being pulled through
That's important.
the grass. You can try and roll over, but it's just twists your chains. And you're pulled into this building. It is a very cold stone building. There is nothing in it. There's specks of hay on the ground, and there are 3 doors. The one you were pulled through, one to the left, and one straight ahead of you, which you assume lead into the tunnels. They kind of just throw you in there, and one of them spits on you guys and just scum. And they all walk out.
Are we still chained at this
They
point?
put us all together.
Yeah, all of you are together. You're all still chained. Your weapons have also been taken as well. So everything you could have used as a weapon, magic focuses, everything has been taken.
I spent 1 gold piece on this.
We can't go back and get our other weapons either because we're here.
Lyra's gonna go over and try to wake up Fur, because unconscious people are not good.
Yeah, you
Do we like still have our bags with all of our stuff? We have nothing.
all of your stuff. Is
I spent so much money on that fucking fire potion, Dylan!
It's only 15 gold pieces.
Do I have my amulet?
You do not have. You have nothing but the clothes on your back.
Love that for us.
I don't
So-
like it.
Peren, you don't have your shield, so your AC does not have the +2.
I technically have a small knife in my boot. Would they have found that?
Give me... How well would he have hidden it? Give me a sleight of hand check.
19.
pretty good.
19. They didn't find it. So
Did they take my holy symbol?
Yes. Anything resembling magic, holy symbols, anything has been taken from
Goodbye,
you.
Torm.
I just
Your
rolled.
pamphlets are
They
gone.
took all of your pamphlets.
No!
Pamphlets are
They worked so hard on those.
Let me down.
I rolled to see how well Quinn is keeping it together, and she has started crying.
That's fair. Peren, you are straight up not having a good time. And
Straight up not having a good time.
the wound
Is
itself...
he ever?
The wound itself, it's just a very large scratch down your back,
Okay.
essentially, but it was enough to do some damage to you. It is starting to clot. You're not bleeding profusely. Same with you for the back of your leg. Your leg is basically unusable.
Great.
But
Is he awake?
he is awake, and it is starting to clot a little bit. So you're not bleeding out. You were just hurting a lot.
Well, your cloak is already in shreds, so we might as well just use it to patch them up. Sorry.
For you have bits of like dirt and grass all stuck in your beard, dead grass all down your spine because they pulled you down to the front.
Cast drinks.
So at this point, so we're just in a room.
You were in
effectively
a 15 by 15 room with
We are
black
trapped in this
stone
living room
walls,
forever.
black
So-
stone floors, and a
Are we still chained up?
wooden roof. You are still in shackles, yeah.
Okay. So how
We
did
can't
they
imagine.
shackle us when they?
So-
Are we like?
Were we like
I-
shackled together?
Are we still shackled?
You are still
Okay.
shackled.
Okay.
Quinn's gonna grab her cloak, which is already torn, and just start like find a tear in the middle and just rip it and try to get a piece off, and then turn and try to like pass it to.
You're able to do that. You are able to like move around, other than like your injuries. Your back hurts a lot, so you're not really able to pick things up that well. But you are able to move around and kind of pass things around.
Is there natural sunlight inside?
Not really. There is a couple holes in the roof where the sunlight is peeking through, but that's about it.
It's unfair. It's not fair. But what is?
Fur is kind of sitting in the corner, hand still behind his back, kind of looking over his leg, realizing that he can't really walk at all. He makes an attempt to stand, only to lose his footing and falls forward, letting out several loud, just like groans of frustration. He rolls over onto his back and stares up at the ceiling before kind of pulling himself forward. He can feel that there's stuff kind of in his beard and on his hair, and he gives his head a bit of a shake, unable to dislodge any of it. And he kind of eyes up, looking at the door, just fury built, just kind of cemented itself into his expression. Knowing full well that if he had had his warhammer, like frustrated for a lot of reasons, one of which is that he was unarmed and wholly taken by surprise with the proceedings, considering how everything went. And he just kind of sits, glowering at the door, trying to get his thoughts together. Not that he doesn't speak much anyway.
We were supposed to be safe there. It was sanctuary.
At this point,
It
you hear
obviously
like
means
a,
nothing now.
like a knocking on the door, and it swings open, and in front of you is Grayson, standing there. He's changed his clothing to like a darker, it seems to be more inconspicuous. He's got a long black cloak on him. He's got like brown armor on.
His Fur was staring at the door, so he swings the door open, and Fur is just the first one staring at him. And that mental image just made it all worth it.
He like rushes in, looks behind him, shuts the door, and says, "I'm so sorry. I understand you are upset, but this was not supposed to get as out of hand as it was."
We were just dragged here,
I
all the
know.
way from your office,
On your
clear
orders.
across the property.
I have to keep a face. You heard me right. I am part of the rebellion. I'm one of them. What do you think the taxes have been raised? I'm not helping the Empire. I'm helping the rebellion. I'm taking that money and giving it to people who
How are
can
we
make a
supposed to
change.
trust anything that you say at this point?
I understand that.
You
And
had us dragged from the building. Our friends are
they
injured.
weren't supposed to drag you.
They don't play by rules.
I
You
know,
know them.
I
If
know.
you're
I
really a
have-
part of the rebellion, then you
when
should
did
know
it
that.
become a non-sanctuary?
I have to keep face with them. I know it's hard to understand, but they can listen into my office. They can't listen in here. It's just stone. If they had any sort of magic other than the anti-magic that is over this part of Oshana, we could do something to escape. They're prisoners. They're terrified of magic. That's why they fight against it. They can't hear us in here, but they can hear us in my office, and I need to get you somewhere safe.
Well, what a wonderful job you've done. Now, what's going to happen to us?
I know.
How
Just
do you
unshackle
how
us.
do you believe that you're
I'm
going to get us out of this complex without
Going
them
to
seeing?
let you out.
And how exactly?
They trust me. The stunt that I pulled earlier is just one of many, though less egregious, stunts that I have pulled in the past to gain their trust. These men are ruthless. They will kill without thought, without instinct. They do terrible things to magic users. And they knew the second you walked in the door exactly who all 6 of you were. Why do you think I knew Lyra left Oshana and came back? Why do you think I knew Peren was a paladin? They came to me and gave me information about you. They know who you are. They have everything they need to take you down, track you, find your families, your loved ones. Whoever is left, they will find them too if you escape. But you're not going to escape, you're going to be let out. I'm going to let you out.
And then what are we supposed to do to stop this? That's the entire reason we came to see you, is to stop this.
To trust you.
Join the rebellion.
We have no weapons.
I can get you them. Your weapons will be released to you once you are released.
My first priority is to stop the Feywild from being chopped down.
Yes.
If we can't do that, then there's no reason for us to be speaking to you.
I can do that. Your sister's in there, correct? Fae Spirit? They know that too.
How do they know that?
They know that. They know everything. I don't know how they know it. They have stockpiles of information on every magic user in not even just Esmea, Aspire, even tidbits. Your larger friend over there who unfortunately got stabbed in the leg. They don't have much about him because he's kind of a recluse and not exactly a magic user, but...
This is truth.
First, correct.
He just smiles slowly.
It is hard to explain while you're sitting in a prison cell, but
How tall is he?
Unshackle us.
Yeah, step 1, get these shackles
like
off.
about your average height.
Where was first stabbed? Just
In the back of his knee.
okay.
Ooh, that sucks.
If you want to win my trust, then you'll explain to me why my sister, the Fae Spirit, gave me your office number when asked where the other half of my amulet was.
I don't know. I'm here to help you. I don't know what the Fae are doing.
You want to help?
But I'm...
Get these off.
I'm working on it. It's a bureaucracy. Papers are coming through, and the earliest I can get you released officially is the morning, which should only be...
How is that not suspicious that you are the one who got us locked in here and now you're the one ordering to take us out?
You say
me.
they have information. How do you know they don't know about you?
I can only hope.
Also, if you said you can stop the forest from being cut down, why haven't you done that already? Like, what is that about?
Because we didn't have enough before. We needed
Enough what?
lumber, money, everything. The lumber isn't being exported to Esmea. It's being sent down a different path on Trimester Run. It's all being exported differently. Esmea has been complaining about not getting their wood shipments for the past 4 months, and I've been hiding their letters. Mark and Ethan have been working with me tirelessly to fake the books, essentially, sending them in to the Senate and to the tax office, and it's a lot more complicated than it looks, and I understand. It looks like I'm trying to get you killed, but I'm not.
You hear kind of the shuffling of just him rocking back and forth for a moment before he gets one foot underneath him, teeth grit shut as he forces himself up, and he kind of limps over and stands looking down at him, and he kind of looks around at his companions and says, "If we find out that you are lying, whatever is left of your head will go rolling down the stairs of that Senate building."
You can't be serious. I understand.
This is gonna
If
look like
any
he's not serious.
further harm falls my compatriots, you will not have a home to go back to.
I will not hurt you.
I mean, you already have.
I understand, but I won't hurt you anymore.
Okay.
I
Then take the shackles off.
I'm gonna step back outside and I'm gonna see if I can convince a god to get me keys or
At the
something.
very least. If we're going to be stuck in this building, I'd rather have full range of my arms.
Yes, I understand. And you probably want to tend to your wounded. Just give me a moment. And he steps back outside.
As soon as he leaves,
I want to help him up so
Quinn is
bad,
going to whirl
but
around
I
to the
can't
others
even
and
get
say,
up.
we can't trust him. If he comes back in here ready to fight, then we need to
No.
do anything. Does
Right now-
anyone have anything? Anything?
I can't use magic in these shackles.
What are we going to do if he's lying and he comes back in here and he tries to kill us? What are we going to do?
What
Anything?
can we do?
We don't really have a choice.
Have to fight.
The door like rattles again and it swings open. He's got a ring of keys on it. He does the same thing as before. He looks and he shuts the door. All right, just give me a minute. And he like goes around. Esmenee, he does you first. He's like click, click. And he goes through about 3 or 4 keys, and eventually, like he like jiggles. And he's like, I think this is the wrong keys. I know. Just give me a second.
Everyone's just staring at him like straight
Esmenee's
face.
like fully ready to fight.
I want Esme to punch him in the face.
As soon as he gets his shackles off, just like, and then go, no.
He walks over to the door and it gets kicked open. It's like slams and you can hear one of the hinges crack. And he's no, and he stands and you can just see a sword pierce through his stomach all the way up through his back. It is here. Oh, Grayson. You see a hand just slide his body up the sword. Lyra, you recognize him as Commander Waller.
I'm sorry. I told him this way, and then the hand forced it across.
Yes.
Jesus.
So it stabbed him.
That's the guy from the letters.
He was facing it, stabbed him in the stomach through, and then he just pushed it to the side, effectively splitting him in half.
Oh my
I
god.
gotta find my notes on it. Give me a second.
Oh my god. Our one lead. Oh no. Don't trust anyone.
You see a very bulky, I'd say about 6'2", 6'3" tall guy. He's got like shaggy black hair that's kind of pulled. It's a bit long. It's pulled back into a sort of top knot or bun. He's got a very thick and deep, but kind of short, like kept, well-cut beard. It's very thick though. And he's just it's good to weed one out. Yes, Lyra.
Waller.
Haven't seen you in a long time. And that's where we're in tonight's session.